reveals the 3 reasons you've stopped seeing results in the gym. What up guys, it's your boy Matty, Matt from Macro Lean, and in this video I'm going to be looking at and breaking down an article that I found on the Daily Mail online about David Beckham's trainer, his yoga teacher Shona Vertue, and her 3 reasons you've stopped seeing results in the gym. But before we get into that video, if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the Macro Lean fam, the Macro Lean tribe. And if you haven't hit subscribe, I suggest you hit that subscribe button and that bell button to get notified every time I drop new content and new videos. You're in the right place if you want to lose weight, get lean, and empower yourself for the rest of your life. But let's get into this article. And it says, personal trainer credited with making David Beckham bendy reveals the 3 reasons you've stopped seeing results in the gym and why you need to eat more to get abs. When you first start a new exercise regime, it's easy to feel as though the kilos are just falling off and you've never looked better. However, as anyone who has continued with the plan for a long period of time will know, results get harder and harder to come by. With that in mind, the personal trainer credited with making David Beckham bendy, Shona Vertue, hope I'm saying that right, recently looked at the 3 reasons you've stopped seeing results in the gym. The Sydney-born 29-year-old also outlined why you need to eat more if you want to see your abs. And looking at the article, there's a few pictures of Shona looking pretty lean, looking pretty sexy in her lack of attire, her bikini and her yoga attire. And I appreciate a nice toned female body. I'm a red-blooded male, what can I say? But enough of that. Let's get back into the article, please. Woo! Chill out, Matty. Okay, number 1 on the list. She says progressive overload. When I tell you that your workouts need to get harder over time, what I'm referring to is the principle of progressive overload, she says. I agree with her. I completely agree. Too many people are going in the gym and just doing the same stuff over and over again. Your body adapts very quickly, and when you stop putting that stress, that correct stress on the body, you're going to stop building muscle. You're going to stop making progress, and therefore you're going to see a lack of results. For example, if you went in the gym today and you did 3 sets of 10 push-ups, next time you go in the gym, or the 3rd time you went in the gym, you should be trying to beat that by 1 rep at least, or adding another set. That's increasing volume, increasing intensity, and over time, that is going to relate to you building more lean muscle, to getting stronger, to getting leaner. So progressive overload, her first on the list, I agree with. I think too many people are not logging their workouts. They're not writing down what they're doing. They're not using an app, which is literally the easiest thing to do, right? You like log your food on MyFitnessPal, you log your workouts on something like rep count, and you just see what you're doing and you go in the gym and you try and beat it next time. So boom, she's on track here with progressive overload. I like it. Number 2 on the list is no plan. It says, if you really want results, if you really want to change your body, you need to also be taking training into your own hands, she said, adding that you will need to control the variables and track the exercises that you're doing. Kind of a bit confused here. She should have said that under progressive overload. But in the broad scheme of things, plan, I think that should have come first, to be honest. Yeah, you need a plan before you attack anything in life. It doesn't matter if you're going after a lower weight, lower body fat, you want to save money, you want to self-develop yourself in education. You need to have a plan of attack. And if you end up just taking a stab in the dark with anything, what do you get? You get mediocre results, if that, at best. So yeah, you need to have a plan. And if you want to get leaner and get stronger and lose weight and change your body, what do you need to do? Address calories, address macros, start going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, be more active, getting more steps in. That's a good plan of action to take. A lot of people DM me, email me, Facebook me, and they're like, hey, what do you think if I just eat 1,200 calories, will I lose weight? And I'm like, well, okay, what else is your strategy? They're like, don't know really, just do a bit of that and a bit of this. And it's just very wishy-washy. It's very like taking a piss in the wind, excuse my French. You need to have a plan of action and you need to stick to it. Is it going to go perfect all the time? No, because life isn't perfect all the time. But if you have a plan of action in place, you can execute the majority of the time, you will be making progress. So again, on a second point, I agree. Most people don't have a plan, right? Fail to plan, plan to fail. Agreed on this case. Okay, on number 3, she says undernourished. It says, last but not least, as a personal trainer, Shona said she still sees too many women who are starving themselves. This point, I disagree, right? This is so trendy in the fitness, fat loss, weight loss, health and fitness world, hey, don't starve yourself, don't go too low calorie, you're gonna go in starvation mode. I disagree. Most people are not starving themselves. Most people say they're starving themselves, which is very different, right? In reality, to what they're doing, to what they say they're doing. Maybe they're having like one day of really under eating, like being stupid, trying to hit like 500 calories, live off a salad. And then they jack it in, they binge for a few days, they go back and forth, and they turn around and say, you know what, counting calories doesn't work, reducing calories doesn't work. It does if you actually do it in a proper way, not in that stupid kind of like, I'm going to live off a salad for a week, and then I'm going to binge for 2 weeks or whatever. No one can sustain it, so you end up jacking it in, you end up going around in circles. If you reduce calories properly in a calorie deficit, you will lose body fat, you will lose weight. Why most people say it doesn't work is because they don't do it properly, and then they say, no, calories don't work, science and physics doesn't work. It does. So no one's going into starvation mode here because you're not starving yourself. You're literally just under eating for a day, jacking it in, then going back and forth, and you're not getting the results you want. The number one reason people don't get results from any diet is adherence. They are not sticking to it. It's been shown time and time again. People like checking in with their trainers. They're saying, yeah, I'm just eating the rice and the salmon and this and that. And you find out they're not. They're binging. They're eating chocolate. They're not logging it. They're not putting it in MyFitnessPal if they're tracking it at all. So the number one thing why people don't get results is not adhering to the diet, not sticking to it. And the fact that there's no such thing as starvation mode, I don't believe in starvation mode. For real starvation mode to kick in, you need to be emulating what happened in Auschwitz, right? That's real starvation mode. Living off like 600 calories for years on end, that's starvation mode. And yes, your hormones would be in the toilet. Ain't nobody doing that. Most people are trying to do things stupid like a juice fast or, you know, like living off cabbage soup. They can't do it, they jack it in, and then they binge and they say calories don't work. It's BS. I find this is an excuse. I find this an excuse of lazy people that don't really want to put the work and effort in over time. They just want the quick fix, it doesn't work, so they blame calories and macros and it doesn't work at all. It goes on to say, I don't necessarily think you need to track your macros, but having an awareness of the amount of quality protein you're consuming in a day can be really eye-opening, she explained. I don't understand this one either. You don't think people need to track their macros, but they should be aware of the amount of quality protein they're consuming. If you're not tracking your macros, how much protein are you consuming a day? How would you know how much protein you're consuming a day? That's the issue here. Again, it's got very trendy to say, don't track your calories, don't track your macros. It's obsessive. You know, just be aware of the amount of protein. So what? You're telling me just to hopefully make a few good, high quality protein choices, that should be enough. Listen, if you had to save for a house, which is going to be most people's biggest ever expense, would you say, you know what, in 5 years, I want 100 grand in my account. I'm not going to check it. I'm not going to put a budget in place. I'm just going to go to work as usual, do a bit of this, a bit of that. Hopefully in 5 years, there'll be 100 grand sitting there and I can put it down as a house deposit. No, absolutely not. You'd have a budget in place. You'd be looking at where you can save money, where you can be more economical. And that's a house, that's money. And that's not the most important thing in the world. What's more important than your house and money is your physical body that you can't get back once you've effed it up, all right? Excuse my French. So if you're in a bad place, you need to lose weight, lose body fat, get in shape. Tracking your calories and macros is an amazing idea. Does it mean you have to do it for the rest of your life? No, of course. You could track it to a certain point, know how much you need to maintain your current composition, your new lean body, and intuitively eat around that. If you go a bit off course, get back to tracking. But I hate this broad brush of stroke where people say, don't track calories, don't track macros, it's obsessive, you don't need to do it. But you should know about the amount of quality protein you're eating. That's a complete contradiction, okay? To find out how much protein you're eating, you need to track your food to see how much you need, which should be about 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. How do we find that out? We track it on our phone using an app like MyFitnessPal. So on this third rule, I disagree. Most people are not starving themselves, and yes, you would do very well from tracking your calories, tracking your macros, even for a short time, to know your ingoings versus your outgoings. Like you track your ingoings, your outgoings, your finances, you need to do it for your nutrition too. If you want to change your body, if you don't want to change your body, cool, eat whatever, but don't moan about results you haven't got for work you haven't done. Guys, let me know what you think about this article. If you think her 3 tips are on or off. I agree with number 1 and number 2. I don't agree with number 3. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you liked this video, I suggest hit that like button, subscribe, share. Until next time.